Hey y'all. Hey. All right, guys. Playtime over is the big league. Okay? Playtime over, it's the big league. So, today I wanted to discuss with you guys how to build business credit in 30 days. There are so much information right now on social media that is crazy. All right? But we're in a position where playtime over is the big leagues, y'all. We got to get to the bag, okay? We got to get to the bag, and we got to be able to make sure we're doing this correctly. So, for those of you guys who are not familiar with who I am, my name is Patrice S. Jordan. I am the president of Her Secret Vault. I teach entrepreneurs how to build business credit using EIN only, meaning that we're separating ourselves from the business. The business has an EIN. We have a social security number. It should be no reason why we're mixing the two. That's what we call PG business credit. We do not PG business credit in 2023. There's way too much information out now in 2023 where we are PG in business credit. We are not doing that, okay? Playtime over, y'all, is a big league, okay? So the reason that I wanted to do this live for you guys really quick to discuss how to build business credit in 2023 in 30 days is because there is so much misinformation online, from YouTube channels to Instagram to Facebook to TikTok, and it's blowing my mind. And that's the reason why a lot of you guys are getting stuck. So if you're in a position right now building business credit, trying to acquire a paydex score, which is basically the score that the business needs in order for the business to acquire other things, then this live is for you. It is time that we get focused. We got to get focused in 2023, okay? So first, let's talk about the tiers about building business credit. So many people are telling you guys to mix tiers together, which is why it's not working for you guys. There are 5 tiers on building business credit. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, and Tier 5, okay? I've literally heard people say there's 3 tiers. So what they're doing, they're combining Tier 1 is one tier, then they're combining Tier 2 and 3 together, and then combining Tier 4 and 5 together. Stop doing that. It's a reason why you guys are getting stuck with building business credit, because it's a lot of misinformation, right? If your profile is not ready for building business credit or for going on to those other tiers, you get stuck. It's also because waiting until Tier 3 to go into Tier 3 versus building Tier 2 and Tier 3 together, your approval odds are also getting slimmer. For instance, let's discuss Tier 1 really quick, okay? Tier 1 is what we consider net 30 vendors. You need 3 vendors reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, which is a major business bureau. The major business bureau. You need 3 vendors reporting to Dun & Bradstreet in order for you to acquire an 80 and above paydex score. I'm going to start there, okay? So with the 80 paydex score, you need 3 vendors reporting to Dun & Bradstreet. Everybody should have a DUNS number. Your UEI number does not replace your DUNS number. Your DUNS number is needed for Dun & Bradstreet for net 30 vendors. The UEI number has everything to do with government contracting, getting grants under your business. So it's sam.gov. You go to them to get your UEI number. Everybody, as a business owner, you still need a UEI number. But your UEI number does not replace your DUNS number when it comes to building business credit. The UEI number has everything to do with on the government side of things, okay? So stop letting people on social media confuse y'all with the process and how this works and how it should work for your business, right? All right, net 30, 3 vendors needed in order to get a paydex score. I'm going to give y'all the game, y'all. Here are the 3 vendors that I want you guys to get. I want you guys to get NAV Boost, okay? That is the $49.99 plan. So you want to sign up for nav.com, go to their back office and apply for their net 30 account and apply for the business boost. There's 3 different plans. The first plan does not help you build business credit. The second and the third plan helps you build business credit, okay? So sign up for their middle package, and that's on NAV. Keep that for about 45 days. Once they report, cancel it. You no longer need it, okay? The second one I want you guys to get a second NAV account. Pay attention to this, okay? A second NAV account. With the second NAV account, you cannot use the same email. It's not going to work that way. You have to utilize a different business email, not a Gmail, not a Hotmail, not a Yahoo. Whenever you're doing business things, it needs to be done business-wise, okay? So for that first NAV account, you need to have one business email. The second NAV account, you need to sign up for a second business email. You have two business email. All of your business information is going to remain the same. Meaning that you're going to still enter all of your business information just using a different business email. On that second plan, I want you guys to sign up for their top plan, which will be $59.99. You have to have two separate emails and two separate accounts with them. Okay? Two separate emails and two separate payment plans, excuse me. Two separate emails and two separate payment plans in order for this to work. The third account that I want you guys to get in order for you guys to acquire this paydex score is Uline, okay? Uline offers net 30. As long as you order at least $60 to $70 from Uline, they're going to report to the business bureaus. Here's what I tell people to do when it comes to getting that paydex score faster. Because you can literally acquire that paydex score within 3 weeks to 30 days, okay? For you to acquire that paydex score faster, what I recommend is adding at least one or two more trade lines, right? So if you add one or two more trade lines under your business, what happens is that whichever trade line reports faster gets you that paydex score faster, okay? It gets you that paydex score faster. So you can do a company called Granger. Granger is good as well. They offer net 30 as well too. Same exact thing with Granger. You order from them at least $80 to $90 from that particular company, maybe even $100, and they'll offer you net 30, and then they report to the business bureau, which is Dun & Bradstreet. You need 3 trade lines reporting to Dun & Bradstreet in order for you to acquire a paydex score. But I always recommend adding 1 or 2 extra trade lines on there, because whichever one reports faster is how you acquire the paydex score within 30 days versus waiting 60 and 90 days to acquire that paydex score. Paydex score does not take that long to generate. It's just all about the vendors. Let's go into a little bit more details about these trade lines. When it comes to acquiring these trade lines, the way that these trade lines report, they report based on your business name, your business address, okay? Whatever information you have on your Dun & Bradstreet profile needs to match up word for your business credit vendors. Meaning if your business is Her Secret Vault, your trade line should say Her Secret Vault. It shouldn't say Her Secret Vault Inc., right? Let it match up word for word, because you don't want to give the business bureau any excuses to say, oh, we can't find your business, right? Another thing, let's talk about your address. When it comes to adding that address onto your profile as well too, make sure that address adds up to exactly the way that it shows up on one place to the next. For instance, I'm at 1 Little West 12th Street, New York, 10014. When I enter my information for my business trade line, I'm entering 1 Little West 12th Street, New York, 10014. I'm not adding a suite number. I'm not adding anything extra onto that address. Because when it comes to your net 30, these vendors find you based off of your business name and your business address. They do not need your permission to report to the business bureaus. As long as that information adds up, they're going to report regardless. So a lot of you guys are in positions where you see things on your profile and you say to yourself, I don't even know what that is. I didn't sign up for that trade line. Oh, I don't have a trade line that's that amount. We don't need your permission to report, right? You may not have noticed that this vendor, it could be a cell phone company, it could be a t-shirt place that you added your business name to, right? You may not know that they report, but they report on your behalf because they don't need your permission in order for them to report. I also want you guys to stay away from home addresses, okay? A lot of you guys are like, I'm home-based, I'm home-based, I'm home-based. You are not home-based. Everyone needs to have a corporate address unless you are a home-based business, 150%. And most of the times, you guys are not home-based, okay? Everyone should have a corporate address. I want you guys to get away from saying virtual address. We're going to start saying corporate address because a lot of you guys are getting flagged by saying corporate address, by saying virtual address when you should be saying corporate address. Your virtual address should not be a P.O. box. It should not be iPostal, okay? Y'all, iPostal have 99.9% of bad addresses when it comes to building business credit. Hence why I tell you guys to stay away from iPostal. Stay away from iPostal. Do not use addresses that when you Google the addresses, it shows up as a UPS box, a FedEx box, a tax preparer store, a shopping mall. No. When you are building no PG business credit, you need a corporate address that looks like a corporate building. I also highly recommend that you guys Google the address first before purchasing the address through the vendors. Because if you purchase the address and the address is not good, now you have to go make all those changes. Keep in mind that anything on your Secretary of State documentation and your IRS documentation is public information. You can Google my business right now and find my business address because it's public information. So why would you want to add your home address on these documentations where now people know where you live? Okay, so we need to acquire these corporate addresses. If you have a brick and mortar, meaning that if you have a salon suite, if you have a braiding place, if you have an actual commercial space, then forget the corporate address. Use the commercial space. This is only for people who do not have a brick and mortar and that needs to stay away from using their home address on these documentation. It does not work and it will not work for you in your favor, okay? Also, really quick, I want to talk to you guys about high-risk business names. I want you guys to stay away from high-risk business name. Trucking is high risk. Financial is high risk. Wealth is high risk. Credit repair is high risk. There's so many different business names that are high risk. When you are picking a business name, pick something generic. Her Secret Vault is generic. Nobody knows what Her Secret Vault is until I tell you what it is, right? Some people are like, oh, it was a boutique. It was, I think it's like whatever their misconception or whatever the business is. That's what protects you guys in the future as well too when it comes to going for funding, which is a tier 5. So pick those unique business names because it's going to help you guys in the future. Okay, let's talk about tier 2 and why you should not mix tier 2 and tier 3 together. Tier 2 is what we consider retail. Retail is like Lowe's, Home Depot, Sam's Club, store card, because Sam's Club has two different. They have store card and they have their MasterCard. You want to make sure you're doing Sam's Club store card, Flow and Decor. Those are what we consider retail vendors. Those are your tier 2s. Tier 3 vendors are gas cards, like your major gas cards, like Chevron, so Chevron and Shell and BP, like those players. Stay away from combining the two. A lot of people have you guys combining tier 2 and tier 3 together. The reason that you do not want to combine tier 2 and tier 3 together, because when you move on to tier 3, you want to make sure that you have a strong profile to be able to get approved for more. For instance, one of my students got approved for $121,500 in a gas card because she waited until the proper tier. Another guy got approved for $80,000. Most of these people have you guys combining tier 2 and tier 3 together, which is giving you guys limited approval. It's giving you approval for your gas card of $5,000 or $2,000. or $500 just because they're like, well, build it this way. Do not combine the tiers. Let tier 1 be tier 1. Once you acquire an 80 paydex score, move on to tier 2. Once you move on to tier 2, make sure that those other 3 vendors are reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, and then you have at least a 76 or an 80 Experian business score before moving into tier 3. It makes your approval much better. So when you move on to tier 3 to get gas companies like Shell, Chevron, BP, the bigger companies, your approvals are more of 50,000, 60,000 versus combining the 2 together, and then your approvals are now $500. It defeats the purpose of having a trade line if you're not going to have enough for the trade line, right? If you're going to build business credit the right way. Stop combining tier 2 and tier 3 together. They are not 3 tiers. There's always been 5 tiers of building business credit. You got a lot of people in the game right now that's telling y'all do tier 1, 2, and 3. There's never been just 3 tiers of building business credit. There has always been 5 tiers of building business credit, and that would never change. If you continue following the tiers to build business credit correctly, your approval rate is going to be much higher. So for instance, you combine tier 2 and tier 3 together. Now, instead of you having a profile that looks like $100,000, you have a profile that looks like $10,000. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. Okay? So tier 1, net 30s. Tier 2, what we consider retail. Tier 3, major gas cards. Major gas cards. Let's get clear on that. Okay? Tier 4 is when we start to focus on credit cards. And that's where the Sam's Club MasterCard comes in. That's where the Amazon MasterCard comes in. A lot of you guys are being declined because your profile is not ready to move on to these tiers. You're able to get major credit card companies from Bank of America, Wells Fargo, those players without PGing it in tier 4. When you go and you apply for it in tier 1 and tier 2 and your profile is not ready for it, now they start asking you for your social. Now they're asking you for information that is now combining your personal and your business together. Let's build and build correctly. American Express and Navy Federal, you just can't get away from the PG side of it, okay? That is forever going to be PG. But there's so many different options when it comes to building, getting business credit cards to be able to not PG it. And then your final stage is what we consider our loan stage. People are telling you guys to combine 4 and 5 together. Why? You're combining 4 and 5 together, but your profile is not strong enough for 5. So now you go and you get a loan, but the loan is, let's just say $10,000 versus waiting until tier 5 to get a loan for $50,000 without PGing it, meaning without personal guaranteeing it. If we're going to do this, we got to do it the right way. We got to stop just listening to what people are telling us to do because it's messing us up in the future. A lot of us have been following, or a lot of you guys have been following different people. I tell you guys all the time, find a coach and stick with a coach. We've been doing this for a while now where our results are unmatched because we're following the blueprint the way that it was supposed to work. I talk to you guys all the time about Miss Jackson, who got 11 vehicles under her business, no PG, no money down, from following the blueprint of how to get a vehicle under your business. I'm not veering off, y'all. I'm coming back to building business credit, because building business credit in 30 days, it is not hard. What we need to do is we want to make sure we're building business credit correctly. You're acquiring a paydex score within 3 weeks to 30 days. You're building business credit within your tier 1 within 30 days. It does not take us that long. But what I do want you guys to stop doing is I want you guys to stop combining these vendors together. Because when you combine them together, they hurt you more than it helps you. If that makes sense, okay? I want you guys to start building business credit tier 1, net 30. Tier 2, retail. Tier 3, gas card. Tier 4, credit cards. Tier 5, loans. Now let me give you guys a quick gem. When it comes to acquiring business credit cards in a different tier, you want to make sure that you're focusing on fintech credit cards. Those are companies like Divvy, Capital on Tap, because they based your the amount that they give you based off of what's in your business bank account. You should have at least 3 months of income coming in for the last coming into your account for the last 3 months before you go forward with a company like Divvy. And at least you want to make sure that you have at least $5,000 plus coming into your account before doing that. A lot of you guys are like, I'm new. How do I generate this income? It's called liquidating, okay? Liquidate your personal, turn that into cash. I'm not going to get distracted, y'all, because that was a major gem. I hope y'all caught that, right? I'm not going to get distracted because I still want to stick with you guys with the process of building business credit. The process is not hard. We make it hard because we're listening to what everybody else is telling us versus following the proven system that has been working for years. Stop combining stuff. Let's make it make sense. I want to build $1 million business or $1 million business credit. Let me be very clear. $1 million worth of business credit in a year versus building $100,000 in a year because I am building business credit out of turn or out of space. We have to follow the system. Once we follow the system, we know that this is working. We know what needs to get done. Okay? Guys, y'all know I get super excited about talking about business credit because we have just done so much as a community of you guys being bosses, with the bosses building business credit to Her Secret Vault. And I'm so excited for you guys. I just want you guys to continue building business credit correctly. Correctly when it comes to putting those corporate addresses on there versus your home address. Using those business email versus those Hotmail, Gmails, they are not business. It makes your business seem super small than what it is. Hence why a lot of you guys are struggling with this process. Okay? I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys. Make sure that you guys are following me on Instagram at Her Secret Vault. You guys are on my YouTube channel, which is Bosses Build Business Credit. As a reminder, Bosses Build Business Credit. I'll talk to you guys soon.